Rebbi Akiva. Rebbi Akiva, we spoke about this outside a little bit. Rebbi Akiva, such a powerful and dominant force during the time of the second executive, specifically during the times of the Churban. What does Rebbi Akiva teach us? Rebbi Akiva teaches us so many things. The Rebbe teaches us that even if you come from nothing, you can make yourself into something. We know the Gemara that Rebbi Akiva was a shepherd of Kallah. He was a shepherd, an ignorant shepherd who no one thought would ever amount to anything. And then what happened? This ignorant shepherd decided to make something of himself. Rebbi Akiva teaches us that even if you start as an absolute nothing, you start with words, someone who the world thinks will never amount to anything, will never become anything. If you put your mind to it, you could accomplish anything you want in this world. Rabbi Akiva teaches us about the power of Ritzifus. We know the story. Gemara tells us that Rabbi Akiva, listening to the advice of his wife, Rachel, goes off to learn in yeshiva, and he's off for an extended amount of time. He comes back unbeknownst to her, and she says, if it was up to me, he could even go back to yeshiva for another prolonged amount of time. And Rabbi Akiva doesn't even turn around. He doesn't even go home. He doesn't go home. He just simply turns around and go back to yeshiva. The power of Ritzifos, the power of when you're going to do something, you have to be all in. See, Rabbi Akiva says that if you're just going to dabble in something, if you're going to dabble in Torah, dabble in Tefillah, dabble in Chesed, you can do a little bit here, a little bit there, but you're not going to become great. You're not going to become great. So Rabbi Akiva teaches us that you can start as a nothing and become a something. Rabbi Akiva teaches us that if you want to become a mitzuyan, excellent in something, Ritzifos, it requires constant and unshakable, unwavering commitment to the actualization of that goal. Rabbi Akiva teaches us about the power of optimism. We know the Gemara, beautiful, famous Gemara at the end of Maseches Makos. We'll talk about it when we get to Yerushalayim. But Rabbi Akiva, when everyone else was lamenting the destruction of the Beis HaMikdash, Rabbi Akiva was the one who says, essentially, where there's destruction, there are also the seeds of rebuilding. Where there's decimation, there's often the pathway that's being paved ultimately to Kallah. That is Rabbi Akiva. All of these lessons. Rabbi Akiva taught us when he met his horrific death at the hands of his Roman persecutors, Yimach Shema v'Zichra, and as they were literally flaying the skin off of his body, the flesh off of his body, Rabbi Akiva has one thought in mind. Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. All of my life, says Rabbi Akiva, I always wondered, when would I be able to love HaKadosh Baruch Hu with the entirety of my being? And now, the moment is here where I can give of myself fully to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Chevra, this is the Kevra we stand by. Kevra Rabbi Akiva. If you're nothing and you want to become a something, you can do it. You want to be successful in something in life, give it your all. Optimism is the key to being able to weather the difficulties and vicissitudes of life. And even when you find yourself in the lowest of the low, even when you find yourself begate salmaves, just know that even there is incredible and dramatic opportunity for growth. One last piece and then we'll daven. There's an inscription here on the bottom. Over here, it actually tells the story of Rabbi Akiva's death at the hands of the Romans. And then it quotes a statement of Rabbi Akiva that appears in the last Mishnah, Maseches Yuma. The last Mishnah, where it says, Amar Rabbi Akiva, Ashreichem Yisrael. Rabbi Akiva said, praiseworthy are you, Klal Yisrael. Lifnei mi atem mitarim, who before whom? Ultimately, are you purified? Lifnei avinu shabashamayim, before HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He goes on, Shidemar, Vizarakti aleichem mayim tehorim utahartem mikol chatosechem umikol gilulechem etahareschem. And the Gemara actually goes on. And Rabbi Akiva actually says in the Mishnah, Rabbi Akiva says, Ma mikvah mitaher es hatmeim, just as a mikvah goes ahead and purifies those who are ritually impure, af HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so too the Ribono Shel Olam is able to be mitaher those who have sinned. So Rabbi Akiva was teaching us, Chavras, do you know what it means to have a relationship with Hashem? The Ribono Shel Olam is a mikvah. It's a mikvah. You know, many of us, to prepare for this trip, went to the mikvah. And Chavra, what's the best part about going to the mikvah? The best part of going to the mikvah is you go ahead and you find you're surrounded by the water. Like Rebbi Soloveitchik says, that why does water affect purity? Rabbi Soloveitchik says because water is the primordial substance of the universe. The first thing there was in the world was water. When you surround yourself with water, you're taking yourself back to the beginning of time, taking yourself back to the beginning of creation. You're recreating yourself with the very building block of the universe. And Rabbi Akiva says, do you want to know what Hashem is? Hashem is a mikvah. The Ribono Shel Olam is a mikvah. And what do you do with the mikvah? You know, if you go to the mikvah, we're going to go to the mikvah in Meretz Hashem. I know, many people are waiting. We're going to go to the mikvah. Not just one, you're going to lose count. What happens is you're going to get to the mikvah? Maybe when you come to a mikvah, that may be very cold. It could happen. And maybe you're going to put your toe in, and you're going to say, oh, very cold. You know what? But at least I got my toe in. At least I got my toe in. Chavra, what's the halacha if you dip your toe into the mikvah? It doesn't work. A mikvah only is meaningful if you're all in. The mikvah is only mitaher if you're all in. Rabbi Akiva says the Ribono Shel Olam is a mikvah. But just like the mikvah only works if you're all in, your whole body is there. The Ribono Shel Olam can only be your mikvah if you give yourself in your entirety to him. It doesn't mean I'm always going to be perfect. It doesn't mean I'm going to keep every halacha. It doesn't mean I'm going to avoid every single avera. But Chavri, the Jew, we're so capable and able to live with inconsistencies. So I can say, Ribono Shel Olam, I'm all yours, but it doesn't mean I'm always behaving. I'm all yours, but it doesn't mean I'm always doing everything that I need to do. But I just want you to know that I'm all yours. That's the power of a relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what's Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was a life of Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. For him, the Ribono Shel Olam was that mikvah that you just have to jump into head first and be all in. And there'll be ups and there'll be downs and good times and negative times, but whatever it is, I am all in. And what are we trying to accomplish in our Yarchei Kallah? What are we trying to accomplish? So many things. We come with our personal goals, our group goals. But one thing I know that I'm here to work on is that too often my relationship with Hashem, it's episodic. It's episodic. And if I'm honest, I'm not always all in. And I want that to change. My Kabbalah here is as we stand at the Kever of Rabbi Akiva, Zechusa Yagin Aleinu. Rabbi Akiva taught us that Baruch Hu can do wonders for you, but you gotta be all into Him. My Kabbalah here at this sacred place, that I want to re-energize my commitment to being all in. It doesn't mean I'm always gonna perform well, it doesn't mean I'm always gonna do what's expected of me. But it's here, in this sacred place, and like Rabbi Akiva, I want to give my heart, my neshama, my entire being over to the Ribono Shel Olam. And in the schus of us coming to this holy place, learning the lessons of this incredibly sacred life, ever, this gets you more excited for Mashiach, no? Because can you imagine when tomorrow Mashiach comes? Tomorrow Mashiach's going to come. We need to have dinner first, Meretz Hashem, right? Mashiach's going to come tomorrow, Meretz Hashem, and you're going to see Rabbi Akiva. You're going to say, I just saw you yesterday. Right? I was just standing by your kever yesterday. I just saw you yesterday. And that great day is going to come. Rabbi Chal's going to be there. Rabbi Akiva is going to be there. Kever, imagine how incredible it'll be when we're able to see them, to embrace them, and to say, Rebbi, your mom has changed my life. Not as a song, but as a real thing. I took your lessons. It shaped me as a people. May we so Meretz Hashem to internalize the lessons of Rabbi Akiva together. Let's take a few moments to say the Kapitach of Tilim, and then we're going to go upstairs and Meretz Hashem over my roof.